This is your morning in 8 minutes, getting you ready to get out the door.
Let's get to First Alert Chief Meteorologist Heather Haley with your First Alert forecast. Heather, hello.
Hey, yeah, let's talk about those outdoor plans. So the key here is if you want to get outside before the rain chances go up, just keep in mind that today is another sticky, steamy day. That heat wave of highs around 90 plus continues, especially in the valley. But even then, it feels hotter for everybody. The feels like temperature near 97 in Knoxville today. We do have an extremely high UV index. There's a lot of sunshine out there, so do not forget that sunscreen. Reapply regularly. Air quality still holding at a moderate level. Allergies are high, but again, it's still the dust. I know I was sharing this with you last week too. That carries over for now. The key here is we keep drying out that surface so much that we do have that higher level of dust. So we'll work on washing that away with that front coming up later tomorrow in your First Alert forecast.
All right, Heather, thank you. Well, this morning we have an update on the Knox County Sheriff's deputy who was seriously hurt responding to a call.
This is Deputy Dalton Swanger. He spent the last week in the ICU trying to recover from a head injury. The sheriff's office says Swanger is now awake and off the ventilator. They say he can speak and is doing well, but they also say he still has a long road to recovery. KCSO thanking the community for their prayers and their support. Meanwhile, it's a big week for our country and for travel.
Yeah, this first week of July marks 249 years since we declared our independence from the British, starting the first steps of our country that would grow into the greatest in the world. Now, a lot of you are planning to celebrate the birth of our great nation somewhere other than home. Almost 1.5 million Tennesseans expected to make a road trip. More than 72,000 will fly domestically, and 73,000 expected to take buses, trains, or cruises. If you are planning to drive, AAA expects this Wednesday, and next Sunday to be the busiest days on the road.
Now, while as all that's happening, TDOT is saying they will not get in your ways out on the roads. They're suspending all construction-related lane closures on interstates and state routes starting at noon Thursday and heading through Monday at 6 in the morning. You may still see long-term lane closures. You will see TDOT help trucks too. As always, you see a help truck or any workers, slow down, move over, make sure they get to their family safely.
Now, if you are staying closer to home, a reminder about fireworks in our area. Several cities and counties around East Tennessee have their own rules on fireworks.
Yeah, in some, it's illegal to sell and set them off. Those include Anderson County and La Follette, just to name a couple. But there are places that are allowed. Cumberland County, Crossville, Jefferson County, Scott County, just to name a couple where you can sell and set them off. We have a full list of where you can and cannot inside your WVLT News app.
And for the city of Sevierville, you must have a permit to set off fireworks within the city limits. Sevierville Fire Chief Matt Henderson and Police Chief Joe Manning say while they want everyone to enjoy the holiday, they hope you celebrate safely. Fireworks are banned in Sevierville because of the potential risk of injury and fire.
Now, if you don't have any July 4th plans, Gatlinburg's got you covered. They're hosting the annual Midnight Parade. It's the first 4th of July parade in all of America. The parade will step off at Baskins Creek Bypass at 8, at traffic light 10, or end at traffic light 10, excuse me. Country music star Logan Crosby will be the Grand Marshal this year. If you plan on going there, make sure you get a good spot early. Well, President Donald Trump wants to sign his sweeping domestic policy legislation by Independence Day. That's Friday.
Yeah, its fate is uncertain going into today's vote-a-rama in the Senate. Now, Democrats are united in opposition. Most Republicans united in support of the bill. But if more than 3 of them oppose the measure, it's likely to fail. Senator Thom Tillis says he'll vote no and retire at the end of his term. Senator Rand Paul says he voted no to a procedural measure because he thinks the bill would add trillions to the deficit. Alaska Senator Lisa Murkowski wants curve-outs for her state, and Maine Senator Suzanne Collins is signaling she'll propose an amendment. Well, police are describing the killing of 2 firefighters responding to a blaze in northern Idaho as a total ambush.
Yeah, police are saying a 3rd firefighter is currently fighting for his life. According to authorities, a suspect is believed to have set a fire on purpose before shooting at first responders who arrived at the scene to put the blaze out. The sheriff says law enforcement exchanged fire with the suspect. The standoff ending later yesterday than when police found the suspect's body. Investigators are expected to go back up to collect more evidence this morning. So far, police say they are not releasing the names or any information on the victims nor the suspect, though they say the injured firefighter is out of surgery and is in stable condition.
Meanwhile, ahead of your road trips this week, some good news. I-40 is now open in both directions in Cott County. One lane is open both ways. This is almost a week ahead of schedule. Initially, TDOT targeted this Thursday as the opening date following the rock slides. Now, there still is a lot of work left to do, but TDOT telling us if you do need to drive through the area, just make sure you be careful because workers are still out there working. Now with that, let's get a check of your first alert traffic. Taking a look right now at the area that has just reopened, I-40 near the North Carolina state line. That camera is frozen, but it is a breath of fresh air to see it back open on the maps. You can see it does look like traffic still moving pretty slow through the area. Here's a look at the big picture so you can see where you're driving in from, closer on into Knoxville. Morning commute hotspots. For the most part, we are still moving. I-75 at Merchant Drive in the clear. One more look, 640 west of downtown. We're moving along.
And if you're moving out right now, just keep in mind that we have that kind of steamier air still. It's limited our morning cooling, humid to very humid. I was just showing you a few minutes ago how it feels hotter. And then here's that dip after the front. At least we'll have a couple of milder mornings. I think we'll still have a little sticky afternoons to end the week. As that next heat wave comes in, it'll just help to at least limit rain chances to end the week. For now, we're working in some clouds out ahead of the next front. Temperatures hanging out, those upper 60s to low 70s, 72 again in Knoxville, 70 Tazewell, 67 Jamestown. As you get out the door, though, make sure you're taking plenty of water for this steamy day. 9 a.m., notice temperature and the feels like temperature line up. 10 a.m., they start to heat up. So all afternoon, it'll feel like it's actually in the mid to upper 90s, even with a high today of 91. Then we'll bring in that front tomorrow and knock around that humidity this week. So be sure to join us on the CW at 7 as I track rain and storms for you.
And as we take a look at new laws starting tomorrow, join us over on the WVXX.